The Chobe Curse. Daniel Harper, a travel vlogger driven by the lure of forbidden secrets, had always believed that the darkest corners of the world hid truths meant to be exposed. But nothing prepared him, or his fiancée Lena and her 14-year-old brother Tom, for the nightmare awaiting them in the remote stretch of Chobe National Park near the Chobe River in Botswana. Local park rangers had warned them. A section near the river was off-limits, cursed by ancient ritual. Yet, emboldened by youthful curiosity, they crossed the boundary as dusk smeared the sky with bruised purples and reds. Deep in the jungle, dense foliage concealed grotesque carvings on ancient trees. Figures drowning in silent agony were etched deep into the bark, as if the trees themselves cried out from centuries of suffering. Daniel's camera captured every grim detail, while Lena's eyes darkened with a dread she couldn't name. Tom, captivated by local legends, studied the markings with a mixture of fear and morbid fascination. That first night, the oppressive humidity clung to their skin, and the only sounds were the drone of insects and the soft lapping of the Chobe River. But as midnight approached, a low, rhythmic drumming began, a pulse that throbbed through the humid air. Eerie chants, half-heard and otherworldly, slithered from the riverbank. Unable to resist, Tom slipped away from the safety of their camp. His footsteps were silent on the damp earth. When he returned, his face was ashen and his eyes wide with terror. In a trembling whisper, he muttered, "She's calling them." Those words hung heavy, summoning an unspoken dread from the cursed river's depths. In the days that followed, nature itself seemed to unravel. Majestic elephants stampeded with inexplicable fury, their thunderous hooves like war drums echoing through the night. Crocodiles, eyes glowing an unnatural, sickly green, reminiscent of the carvings, loomed near the river's edge. Lena, once warm and vibrant, began to wander at night toward the water, her steps guided by an unseen force. One frigid, murky night, Daniel awoke to find her standing waist-deep in the river, mouthing guttural words in a language older than time. Tom's earlier terror gave way to whispered local lore. The area was haunted by the River Witch, a vengeful spirit once a revered healer accused of dark sorcery, condemned to drown in the very river she had worshipped. In her final moments, she had cursed the land, twisting nature itself to lure unwary souls into her watery grave. Panic set in when the trio decided to flee. But as they scrambled to pack, a massive herd of buffalo appeared, their eyes burning with that cursed green light. The beasts blocked every exit, their low, menacing growls reverberating in the humid air, as if nature itself had become an instrument of ancient retribution. Then the river witch manifested. Rising from the turbulent water like a nightmarish mirage, her form shifted constantly, a grotesque blend of water and reeds, her face contorting between unbearable agony and malevolent delight. Her voice, a gurgling echo over the rush of the river, invaded their minds. "A sacrifice is needed. Only through blood can this wrong be set right." Daniel's heart pounded as he recalled the strange tree carvings, a crude map pointing toward a hidden burial site. Legends whispered that the witch's shattered remains lay concealed in a cave, guarded by a beast born of nature and cursed by dark magic, a lion with eyes that burned like supernatural fire. Driven by desperate resolve, they plunged into the jungle. Soon they discovered a shadowed cave, its entrance framed by twisted roots and darkness. Inside, the air was frigid and rank with decay. At the center, on a stone altar, lay the scattered bones of the river witch. But the cave was not unguarded. A lion, its mane a cascade of living shadows, watched over the remains with an intelligence that chilled the soul. In a heartbeat of terror, young Tom volunteered to distract the beast. "It's the only way," he whispered, his voice trembling yet resolute. As Daniel and Lena moved to retrieve the bones, the lion released a guttural roar, a sound that fused animal fury with the lament of a broken spirit. In a blur of snapping bones and savage roars, the lion pounced. Amid the frantic struggle, Tom's defiant sacrifice was sealed. With his final broken breath, he murmured, "It's the only way." Grief-stricken and desperate, Daniel and Lena clutched the witch's bones and raced back to the river. Under a sky churning with stormy menace, they hastily built a rickety raft and set out onto the glassy, moonlit surface. At the river's midpoint, Lena convulsed, coughing violently as if the cursed water sought to claim her very essence. Summoning every ounce of terror and resolve, Daniel released the bones into the roiling current. For a moment, the river seethed in anger before settling into an eerie, suffocating calm. The unnatural glow in the eyes of the buffalo faded, and an oppressive silence fell. Then a mocking, hollow laugh echoed around them, a voice not of this world. "The curse is not mine to lift, it belongs to the land now." With those chilling words, the terror that had gripped the wilderness dissolved into a haunting stillness. Daniel and Lena eventually escaped the cursed river, but the ordeal left them forever altered. Lena's skin turned pale and clammy, and in the darkest hours of the night she would cough up a disturbing mixture of tears and water, a constant, living reminder of the curse's lingering grip. The line between life and the ancient curse blurred, leaving them haunted by a force that refused to die. Weeks later, in the uneasy safety of civilization, Daniel reviewed the footage from that unholy journey. Each clip, the chaotic stampede, Lena's trance by the river, even the fleeting brave smile on Tom's face, was imbued with a pervasive dread. In nearly every frame, a spectral figure lurked, a shifting silhouette of water and reeds, with eyes aglow in the same sickly green as the cursed wildlife. Then, one night, a battered package arrived at his door. Inside was Tom's worn journal, its pages stained with sweat, tears, and something far more sinister. The final entry, scrawled in trembling ink, read, "The witch isn't the only one. The river has more secrets. Some curses don't drown you, they make you part of the river." As the wind moaned through the trees outside, carrying the distant, dissonant drumming of ancient rituals and the gurgling, mocking laughter of the river witch, Daniel realized with a sinking dread that the Chobe curse was eternal, a relentless, ancient force woven into the very fabric of the land, destined to haunt him forever.